This episode is a Hammer horror, and it's special for Valerie Gaunt. Valerie Sheila Gaunt. She was born on the 26th of June 1932 in Stratford-upon-Avon in Warwickshire, England, and she died the 27th of November 2016, aged 84, on the Isle of Wight in England. Little is known about Gaunt's background. She was trained as an actress at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts, a drama school located in London. She graduated in 1951 and worked primarily in repertory theatre. In 1956, she had a guest star role in a police television series called Dixon of Dock Green, 1955 to 1976. The series focused on an old-fashioned bobby policeman who investigated petty crime cases in the East End of London. Valerie Gaunt was an English actress who had a brief acting career in the 50s. She is primarily remembered for portraying an unnamed vampire woman in a horror film produced by Hammer Film Productions. Her role was the studio's first vampire character with visible fangs. The film was a box office hit, earning about $8 million at a worldwide box office. Hammer Film decided to produce more gothic horror films, and Gaunt was asked to appear in the next one. She was cast as the vampire woman in Dracula, 1958, a loose adaptation of the novel by Bram Stoker. Her character was loosely based on Three Brides of Dracula from the original novel. Gaunt portrayed the first female vampire depicted by Hammer Film, which later specialised in vampire films. This was also a box office. Gaunt decided to end her film career just as it was starting in 1958. She married the stockbroker Gerald Alfred Reddington and permanently retired from acting. She was only 26 years old at the time. She was killed off in both of them. In The Curse of Frankenstein, she was killed off screen, presumably either strangled or beaten to death by the monster, Christopher Lee, after Peter Cushing locks her in a laboratory with it. After she tries to blackmail Peter, we only hear her screams from the other side of the door. Her body is not shown afterwards. Valerie was pregnant at the time of her death, consequently her unborn child also died. And in The Horror of Dracula, stabbed in the heart with a wooden stake by John Van Ice as she lies in her coffin. After the death, her body aged rapidly. An older actress was then used to double her, rather than to use makeup on Valerie. Her body is shown again later on when Peter Cushing arrives at the castle and discovers her. This was in fact the first time that a woman was staked, or a vampire was staked, on the Hammer horror movies as well, so that's another piece. So two bits of history in the horror genre that she holds: the first woman to bear her fangs, and the first vampire to bear her fangs in colour, and also the first person to be staked as well as a vampire. Her husband, Gerald, a stockbroker and a non-stipendiary priest, later to become a vicar, met her in 1957. The couple tied the knot at All Saints Church, Margaret Street, West London, on May the 17th the following year. A friend of Christopher Lee, he watched his wife to be film Dracula at Hammer Studios in Bray. Once married, Mrs. Reddington gave up her acting career. She taught at the Bush Davis School of Theatre Arts at East Grinstead, West Sussex, and read books for the blind for the audio library. A keen artist, she also painted watercolour portraits of children. Her funeral was held at St Peter's Church in Seaview, followed by her interment at St Helen's Parish Church. Mrs. Reddington was born in West Bromwich, is survived by her children Marcus and her daughter Benedicta Green and Victoria Joel, and 3 grandchildren. Her son Adam died when he was 9. So, there we are. The grave of Valerie Gaunt, actress, Queen of Screen. Rest in peace. And thank you all for coming along to this little special remembrance. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment if there's anything you can remember the films. It's all good for us. So thank you muchly for coming along and supporting. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.